Who was the?
That's fair.
You know what, Alan? You may know this. What's the at night I think of you, and you know the dance that that goes along with this.
Yeah. I forget who sings it. Actually.
Right, but someone tried to trademark that dance, and then apparently they said no, and then they referred back to who was Carlton? Alfonso.
Yeah, Alfonso Ribeiro.
Alfonso Ribeiro tried to trademark the Carlton dance, and basically you can't trademark a dance. You can't say that you did that, which is, I don't know, dance is art, right? Dancey is arty.
Yeah,
but
I'd like to see that case, actually, the Alfonso case, because I think the thing is everybody does attribute it to the Carlton dance, and there is no Carlton Banks without Alfonso, and that's his thing, that's his shtick. But what do you get from it? Like, do you get royalties if somebody does it in a TV show?
I don't know, man. That's the point. I think that's why it doesn't work, because how in the world do you claim a human movement? Like, you're gonna tell me Alfonso Ribeiro as Carlton was the first human to do this? Like, no, absolutely impossible. Like,
only when Tom Jones came on. Only when. And
all I'm saying is, somebody probably did it at a Tom Jones show before Carlton.
Mm-hmm. Man. But okay, I've thought about this a lot, because Wes knows, especially in my younger years, I was in a terrible invention machine. And there's such thing as parallel thinking, though. Like, other people have the idea, but they don't capitalize on it. It doesn't mean that they, in retrospect, owe you some sort of like royalties for a product that you imagined but never did anything with.
Yeah,
but no. Carlton, the Carlton dance is the Carlton dance. Like, there's no other name for it. And I would say, look at us all being legal experts, I would say there is a precedent set here, because Vanna White, of course, is known for her grand letter turning abilities on the Wheel of Fortune, and Nintendo came out with a Bobo knockoff Wheel of Fortune thing, and because they couldn't get the rights to Vanna, they just put a robot there. And Vanna White won a shit ton of money off of that, because she was the only person represented in anywhere in the world that participated in that activity of spinning letters around with the flick of a wrist. And so she won, because she said that was her likeness, and they owed her money. They gave it to her.
So you're saying that there are much more far-fetched cases than Alfonso Ribeiro trying to lay claim to the Carlton.
Well, I just get to imagining, like, the meeting where somebody had to tell Vanna that they were switching technologies, like they didn't have to spin letters anymore. And she was like, well, what do I do? Am I out of a job? And they're like, no, we'll make them touch screen. It's perfectly fine. It'll be like clouded glass, and then you just touch it and it turns into a letter. And that's how she's maintained a career for another like 20 years.
Well, the best part about that is Pat Sajak had some sort of medical issue, and Vanna actually had to host Wheel of Fortune for a couple of weeks.
What?
And they didn't have anybody down there doing the letter tapping. They just popped up on their own, and I'm just sitting there thinking, Vanna, you dumb bitch, the jig is up. What are you doing?
It's over for you.
You can't replace Vanna White. You
can't.
Just,
no more free trips to Hawaii, bitch.
You have to wonder if maybe aside from a State Farm Chris Paul stint, that Alfonso Ribeiro case may have just been sour grapes that he couldn't. That's mine, by the way. That he couldn't get. He got typecasted, so he couldn't get any spots anymore. Couldn't find any work.
Wait, Alfonso is. I think he's the host of the never seen before America's Funniest Home Videos, circa 2015 to now, which is bullshit. Like, Bob Saget and company had to sit in a back room smoking cigarettes for 3 hours while they went through VHS tapes, like 5 of them, because nobody had a camcorder back in those days. And now it's just a matter of, like, I don't know, pick 5, like throw a dart at the board. That's the show. So anyway, Alfonso, he still finds work, and he was on the Game Show Network. He is one of my favorite way too caffeinated individuals on television.
He was in Dancing with the Stars. He was on that Celebrity Pro-Am. It wasn't even a program. He was on that the recent celebrity golf tournament, the charity thing that Marty Fitch, the tennis player, won, and he was really famous in Whose Line Is It Anyway?
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Same
Really?
guy.
Wait, I thought that was Dave Chappelle
Yeah.
or Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, he was on Silver Spoons too. You don't remember. You guys are a little too young for that. With old Ricky Schroeder, he was like the. He was when America was trying to expose white people to people of color back in the early to mid '80s.
And wait a minute. So this was prior to Fresh Prince.
What's that?
This is prior to Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah.
Fresh Prince came out in like '89, so I mean, was he a teenager? Was he a legit?
No, he was like a young kid. He was probably like 8 or 9 when the show started, and probably like 15 when it ended.
No,
no, what? Like you're saying it didn't happen?
No,
That
I'm
this
just
wasn't
saying
a
it
TV
before
show?
my time. Before I have never seen that. No.